Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 501. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Sally. What's up, Sally?
What's up?
What's up, Scott?
Greetings and salutations.
Okay, so we got some news about the Charlie's Angels reboot. Evan Spilatopoulos, whatever, I'm sorry, apologize, penned last year's Hercules and next year's The Huntsman Winter's War, has signed on to write the upcoming film reboot of Charlie's Angels franchise at Sony Pictures. Elizabeth Banks is set to direct and produce the film alongside her husband and producing partner Max Handelman. So the show was a TV series, of course, then they made it into movies, like with the reboot. Then it went back to TV and failed.
Oh, God.
In 2011.
I just couldn't do it.
4 episodes. And now it's back into movies again. It's like died. No, I mean, it was successful when it was a TV series originally.
Yeah.
And then even the first one was great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Second one sucked. And they should have kept Bill Murray because that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
Bill Murray was with the one. It was the holdout because he was being a douche, if I remember right about something. I forget what.
well, he didn't get along with Lucy Liu, I guess, and different things. But it was great, the first one. But they just got screwed up. But hopefully, this cast. And I love the Drew Barrymore.
Yes, I mean, they just all seem to fit.
They were perfect. Sucks. Now we're gonna have new. But you know what? All right. So we'll see what happens. What about you, Sally? You into Charlie's Angels? Think it's cool or?
Yeah, I like the first one. The first one was
We don't
really
know
good.
she's actually the fourth angel that nobody knew about.
Well, Demi Moore was
Uh-huh.
a previous angel in like the second one, which she was cool. But
She was good, but
and the cigarette smoking man, he was cool, both of them, But we'll see. We also got some news about the Little Mermaid live action. Rebecca Thomas is in early talks to direct The Little Mermaid. It used to be Sofia Coppola, but she had to drop out. Creative differences. So Hit Girl is going to be, from Kick-Ass is going to be Chloe Grace. How do we say her last name? Mortenez or something? She's going to be the Little Mermaid.
So I wonder if they're going to keep a little bit more to the true story, or they're going to keep with the Disney thing.
I don't know. It could go
either way, yeah.
Maleficent way. I don't know. Like totally
Or they
different.
could just change the whole story
Right.
around.
Right. Could be. I know we're going to get a sequel to Enchanted also, that's a long time ago, right?
Yeah, that was
2001 or something, right? Was it 2001? Yeah.
that was a while ago.
I don't know why sometimes we get sequels to stuff that you're like, huh? Like that that should have got a sequel like a year after, 2 years after. Sometimes we get sequels like 30 years after or something. It's like certain things you just don't understand why you get sequels,
Because my idea of a sequel is this: if there's more to tell in the story, then make a sequel. But
Right.
just don't throw one out just for yadas and giggles.
Like, I don't know, the Kung Fu Panda thing, they're up to 3. I mean, is it really doing well that they up to 3, or is it just...
To me, that's more to either Netflix or straight to.
Right, I would think they're just putting it out just to put it out because they want to have a kid thing out. It doesn't. I mean, Ice Age, did it really need to go up to like 5? My kids were babies when that came out. I mean, that's enough. That's one to the well. I mean, if it does good, okay, I guess pop them out. But that's been out a long time. I mean, we also have now. They're saying it's the official picture, but we've seen the picture of the Ghostbusters already, the new Ghostbusters. But they're saying this is the official picture, so I'm going to screen share that. There you go. See him?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I like, people questioning about the outfits, but I do like it. What do you think?
They're not bad. Now that I
I
see
like
them
it.
more,
It's
they're
not
not
bad.
bad.
And I'm not saying that I like it because my friend designed the costume, okay, costumes, but she did an awesome job. But but I liked them. I mean, I think other people worked on them too, but she did a great job. That's pretty cool. So I can't wait, man. I think it's going to be fantastic. I am a huge Melissa McCarthy fan. So, and I'm definitely a fan of, Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones from Saturday Night Live, and we also, I mean, we got Kristen Wiig, right?
Yeah.
So, and Charles Dance is in it. Come on, man. Come on. That's going to be awesome. Charles Dance is the villain. There's another villain, mind you, but I can't wait for the Ghostbusters. Let's see a trailer, please.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing a trailer for everything else. I mean, so...
Yeah, I liked Melissa McCarthy when she was on Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, we heard that her series got canceled, but they're doing a quiet cancellation of Mike and Molly, I think it is. Is it Mike and Molly? Is that her show? Yeah, it's being canceled.
So maybe now she'll have time to do, because they're doing Gilmore Girls again on Netflix.
Right.
And most of the cast is coming back, but I don't know if she's coming back or not.
She's probably coming back, and I'm sure there's going to be a second Ghostbusters and a third. And, her Spy thing did really well, too. I think it was called The Spy. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. So that's going to probably get a sequel, I think. She's got a new movie, The Boss, where she's, was a rich tycoon, whatever, and she got arrested,
oh, yeah, so
losing money. Now she's doing Girl Scout cookies. That's cool.
I laughed my ass off when I saw
I can't wait. I can't wait for that stuff. You know what it is? When she puts out, it's so weird. When she puts out a movie, we hear that she's in a movie. We don't even know. Sometimes, I mean, we know. We could probably technically go see it. We don't even know what the hell it is, just because she's in it. Like, we love her, Sharon. So, I mean, we do see the trailer, and we don't even know if look, she's in it. We're going to see it. I mean, it's like everything that she put out, we love. We love. We've not disliked one thing she's done. So I love Melissa McCarthy. She's freaking amazing. And Kate McKinnon, I think she's the best on Saturday Night Live. And I love the cast on Saturday Night Live that they got now. So
Identity Theft. That's what I was trying to think of. She was even good in
that was good too. Yes. So that's that. We also got Jungle Book movie. I don't know how that's going to do, but Bill Murray is the voice of one of the characters.
That looks interesting because I saw the trailer again. And I thought this looks good, and because you got Scarlett Jo as the that one snake that's talking.
You know what it is? There's so much good stuff. Stuff's going to get overlooked.
Yeah.
I think. And you don't want to miss certain things. So. Now, I mean, I'm kind of worried about the Independence Day. I told you a little bit.
Yeah, same here.
Very worried because it took long enough for that to come out.
Yes, it's an interesting idea. They adapted their technology to help it to our world and all that, but still, I think that's one thing that's going to hurt it somewhat.
Do you think Will Smith's spiraling right now? Because let me tell you something. I have a thing to do with Topic Wonders about, but I'm not even going to do it. But he says he went out like a nut going against Donald Trump, and he just made an accusation flat out that I have to run for president now. It's like, what? What? What are you doing? You're running for president now, Will Smith? I got to run. I got to be president? Because something what Donald Trump said, so he's like, I got to run for president now? Is he going to run? I don't even think it was a joke either. So is he running or is he not running? Is it because that's why he's not doing Independence Day? Because you want to be the president? Because you couldn't be the president in the movie? No.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, he's not doing any movies, right? What does he do? Oh, he could be Deadshot in the Batman movie, which is stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
I think he's trying to start building, unless he's trying to build his career back up by doing bit parts here and there.
That's terrible. I mean, he's not doing Men in Black anymore.
I mean, I went and saw it at my show at my theater, and even that, I mean, it had some decent, good things in it, but it's just it sucked.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm going, I know I paid $4 to get into it, but I'm sticking to it till the end. And that's how I felt about Unfriended as well.
Oh,
So
wow.
I know it's a cheap movie, but I'm sticking to it to the end, and it's just, it was a good, After Earth, it had a good concept. Of course, it was it was a you-know-who film, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Hit and miss.
Yeah.
Hit and miss. Let me tell you something. The Visit was fantastic. Surprise. Because I was like, flipping the coin. Is this going to be good or bad? Because that's basically the way it is with these movies. You know, is this going to be the dud or is this going to be the hit? And we loved it. We loved it. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but After Earth, like I said, it was a good concept, but it's just the putting together, it just...
Well, to me, you know what bothers me? The forced nonsense with the son. Why do you got to have your actual son in the movie with you? You know? You kind of threw him into us with the Karate Kid thing. I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Unless it's the thing like with Batman. We'll let you do this if you be Batman or something. You can do your side project.
He's gonna have to go back to. He's gonna have to go back to music because he's not. I mean, we're gonna go see Concussion with him.
Yeah, which looks good. It's autobiographical.
But he's got to do something soon. He needs a franchise because he has nothing. Nothing. I mean, Wild Wild West, talking about the Wild West.
Wild West.
You know, the biggest thing, he should have never turned down Men in Black 4.
Yes, definitely.
Talk about stupid. Especially Independence Day. They were going to give him 2 and 3. You know what bothers me? These people don't understand, right? I would never do this, right? You go from down here and you go up, right? Don't have an ego, which I'm not saying he has an ego, right? But don't start turning down stuff like you're a superstar. Okay, what's going to happen is, just with everybody, when you get older, as you get older, you're going to have less and less roles, right? Supposedly. Certain things, okay? Certain actors it happens to, okay?
Yeah.
Like Jim Carrey, right? Never doing Mask 2, never doing Ace Ventura or whatever, never doing another Dumb and Dumber, never doing all this. All of a sudden he got to a point where, you know, there's not really a demand for him anymore. And then he starts doing Dumb and Dumber 2, which, terrible, I don't like it. And then it's like, yeah, I'll do another Ace Ventura, yeah, I'll do another Mask. It's too late now.
Yeah, they had their year.
Like, what? It's not even... You ride the wave when the wave is there. If the wave is flat, that's it. I mean, like, you know, I mean, of course I'll see if he does another Mask, but, I mean, that's what everybody wanted, like, 20 years ago, whatever. I mean, you know, he puts that out, it's like, you know, $600 million easy, whatever, but he should have did that before.
I'm wondering if his little comments after about guns sort of hurt him, still hurting him a little bit.
Let me tell you something. His role in Kick-Ass 2 was, you didn't even know it was him.
Yeah.
It was so good that he shit on it. He shit on it. First of all, if you're in a movie, you don't ever think who the hell you are, that you're not going to promote the movie you're in. You promote that shit.
Mm-hmm. You can say, now I can understand him saying, you know, I'm a bit apprehensive or something like that.
Listen,
but
that's like
what it may put out, but still, yeah, shitting on it, that's a bad thing to do.
He crapped over that movie. He probably could have helped promote it. He crapped on it. It probably would have did a little better if he promoted it right, but he didn't. And people loved him in that role.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he was super in that role.
But he became all political, right? All like stupid. I'm against this. I'm against that. Made no sense. You know what movie you're in. You know it's a superhero fighting movie. So when all of a sudden you're against violence, you're not a chauffeur. You're a superhero breaking people's bones and shit. I mean, like, what did you think you were doing? You make yourself sound stupid. That's what bothers me, you know? And then it's like, then you don't get the roles, and then it's like hypocrite then. Then you want to do all the other crap. It's like, come on, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, what is he doing? Everything that he did before.
Mm-hmm.
Terminator this, Twins this, Conan this, Expendables and your mom. I mean, everything, basically. Okay? Sylvester Stallone. Rocky, Rambo, Expendables, this, that.
Yeah.
Come on. Bruce Willis doing another Die Hard for crying out loud.
Oh, good Lord.
They have, listen, you have your franchises. Will Smith, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you're going to do. You know, you're not the action star anymore. You kind of screwed yourself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to, what are you going to do, animation? You're going to do voices? Probably.
You got to have to do voices, because that's the only place you can...
He's got to do something, because his career is like...
Fiddled out.
Just don't listen. You get asked to be in Men in Black 4, you're in Men. Forget about the reboot. Get him back. Get him back. Get to Tommy Lee Jones. I know don't want to do it really that much, but they could have the guy Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
You know, he got the Fountain of Youth. Boom. That's it. Whatever. And that's him. That's his partner. Just do Men in Black 4. Cut it out already. Forget about the reboot. You don't need to reboot that right now.
No, it's still too early.
Do a Men in Black 4 in space. And that's it, like Star Trek, but like whatever. Being on alien planets and, you know, whatever.
They could, like, do something like, this is the true reason why the shuttle project was actually shut down. They could go that way. This is the true reason behind the shuttle projects were shut down, and it's you see the final shuttle thing, and you can find out. Oh,
I tell you, Men in Black 3 was better than anything. I loved it. I loved Men in Black 3. They didn't even have a script, and they just, all right, do this, say this, do that. They didn't even have the complete script when they were filming it. And the worst was, I walked right by their trailers, and in the city, and I didn't even freaking realize it. It's like, how stupid. How stupid. It said this one, you know, Will, and I'm like, dumb. Just like when they did Jessica Jones, I passed right by it. And I didn't even freaking know that that's what it was. I pass by it every day. I'm like, oh, I'm talking to my, they're filming a movie here. They're filming something here. I wonder what it is. I didn't even go look. I didn't have time to go look. How would I know? You know? Hello. Freaking David Tennant sitting on the goddamn freaking chair. I'm probably driving my freaking bus across the way like an idiot. I'm like, holy shit. Seriously. Spider-Man was filming too. They're freaking talking, oh, what's going on down there? And Tasha, hello. And Turtles too. I was blocks away from the Ghostbusters for crying out loud recently. I'm like, shit. Why did I have to go home like 5 minutes early? He's like, really? The freaking street that I'm on. Michael Keaton was on the freaking thing. Friggin' Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen taking a friggin' selfie where I walk. I'm like, Jesus. Jesus. How many missed opportunities? That time I'm on the bus and I'm like all happy. I'm going on the bus early like an idiot. And then that time Ronnie's like, you got to go to Times Square. I'm like, no, I just left. I'm like 5 blocks away. And she's like, friggin' Mickey Smith, you know, Mickey's in the friggin' Times Square doing the Anomaly there. I'm like, oh my God! Oh my God, Noel Clark was there. I'm like, Jesus. Moffat was friggin' blocks away from me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But wait a minute. But I did see Moffat feet away from me. Like when I was doing Angels Take Manhattan, I looked right at him, you know, and he just looked at the fans. I don't know if he was looking at me. I got like this thing like, there's that son of a bitch. And I saw, like, that time it's like, he's like the face, like, you know, like yeah, you fuck. I got that, like, I don't know if it was towards me, but I got that look, and I'm like, shit. But I gotta tell you though, they did let me walk around. I got to do the cars and everything. If you saw the video, yeah, I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, they didn't. I was like, oh, that's so nice, thank you. Mafu was very nice when like, you know, I was there and making the fans, you know. But like, I thought that look was to me. I was like, oh crap, yeah, all right, you know, it's funny. Matt Smith, I went to shake his hand. We're walking to each other. He looked like a freaking superhero, so tall.
Damn.
And I'm like this, and he's like, so I went like this. We're like this, just like with Peter Capaldi when David Tennant, they go to grab hands. The cop walked right in front of us.
Oh, schmuck.
And he's looking like, you know, like the type of look like, sorry, mate. Like, felt so bad because, you know, I went to shake his hands. And like the cop wouldn't let it. Are you brushing your teeth, Sally?
No.
Somebody sounds like they're brushing their teeth. I hear like shh, whatever. Okay, so I went to shake his hand and he felt so bad for me, Matt Smith, because he knew I was like so excited, you know, couldn't wait. I'm like, oh, you know, and it's like he gave me a look like, oh, like sorry, man, you know, like the cop's like, no, too close, you know, and then he said, you know, I promise everybody. If you wait around, I will come to everybody, take pictures with me and everything. But at that time, I got there by accident, like 8 hours early, before anybody was there. And because my friend from Facebook had one of the pages, like Hurl, had sent me that they were going to be. So I was like, oh my god! But my feet, I got dressed up. That was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Friggin' shoes. I wore shoes. I had blisters all over my feet when I got home. But that's where I met some nice people. I met my friend Laura, who did work on a lot of movies, Ghostbusters, you know, costumes, and my friend Chris that I talk to still, and he's in a lot of movies. He's in actually some movies, in the Turtle movies, both the Turtle movies.
Nice.
They use with the Ghostbusters, you know, Realm Beyond Sight. Check out his son on Facebook. So yeah, it was that was like one of my greatest experiences with Angels Take Manhattan, filming for that. So that was really cool. And Arthur Darvill was awesome too. Like in between cuts, he was grabbing fans' pictures and taking selfies with them, like, and stuff. So they were all awesome.
Him and the guy from, this is what I noticed. This is because I did one of these little things like separated at birth, one of these twins. And I did a lot better job than a lot of these things. I had him and the guy from Blacklist, the husband from Blacklist.
Okay.
Those two look enough alike. I had, let's see, the gal from Chuck and the gal who played in Girl in the Fireplace. I had those two. They
Sophie
looked
Mouse?
like twins. Yeah, I had the two of them, and they looked enough.
I told you that Alex Kingston was supposed to be there, but there was a problem with her flight, right? And they had to have a guy put her wig on and outfit on and film her scenes driving the car. And it was a guy with the wig. And I'm like, wow, that was crazy. It was a guy filming the river part. Funny stuff. So, but like when we went back, because I kept going to Tudor City after that, back, you know, and the building looks, I'm telling you, so eerie. Like, the building outside, and they were doing renovations because I guess they got money from filming there. So I tried to sneak in and be with the with the Chinese delivery guy because I wanted to go and Sharon's like, don't do it, you know. I'm like, come on, you know. But it was like all security. They're like, you know, I was gonna be like making like I was with them. But I wanted to go in the fancy elevator with the thing and the carpeting, and oh my god, I was having a heart attack. It's a very rich area over there. It's like, wow, but it's funny stuff. But by the way, they're filming stuff now in the city. I have no idea if it's Luke Cage or Spider-Man or something else, but there are like trailers all over the place, or it could be Jessica Jones 2 for all I know, season 2, whatever. But they're filming stuff all over the place in the city. You know, and I'm like, I wonder what this is going to be now. You know?
Mm.
And I have a heart attack with Spider-Man. I'd be dying. I want to be on there. That'd be so cool. Spider-Man is showing up in Doctor Strange. You saw that?
Yes.
Today.
Yes. I read that.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
He is.
Cool.
That is cool. Don't know how long, but he's going to show up. It's probably going to be like a Nick Fury thing, like showing up in movies. You know? That's a good thing, though.
He's probably going to be a ending credit scene to probably promote Civil War or Infinity. If there's
Right. Now, Kurt Russell getting the role of, you know, Chris Pratt's father in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's going to be awesome.
Kurt Russell is awesome.
Oh my God, that's awesome. But who's he going to play, Kurt Russell? He's going to play, like, I guess, some cosmic being or something. I don't know.
Well, when they said Brolin's son was going to be Thanos, I think that was sort of a little bit of a sign.
So there's no after credits thing I heard with Star Wars, huh?
I guess not.
I'm staying anyway.
Where is it? Oh, here we go. Let me check. I got that little anything after thing.
I'm staying anyway, man. I don't care. I want to hear some breathing after it. You know, I'm thinking that Darth Vader's going to appear at the end for the Rogue One, but probably not. But that would be cool.
But yeah, get the thing. Anything after. It's got a turned over popcorn thing, and it'll tell you whether things have got ending credit scenes either during or after the credits.
Yeah, there was one point in time where one time I asked somebody if there was an after credit thing, right? That I didn't know. And they're like, no, it's not. And then I left and I got pissed because there was. So I don't ever ask anybody again in a theater.
Yeah, they're saying here.
They want to clean the theater, so they're like, all right, you know, not everybody, but some people are cool, but I just stay to the end. I don't care because you're allowed to. You see the credits, well.
Yeah, so far there's not. They're saying as far as ending credits, nothing so far. So.
Right. And X-Men, we got all the trailers we saw already, so I don't know what the surprise is going to be with the Star Wars if everybody's seen the trailers already. That's kind of, you know, defeats the purpose, I guess. But we shall see. What are you looking forward to, Sally? Movie-wise.
Oh, it's definitely Star Wars. I'll be seeing that.
Oh, you know what? The other night you weren't in here, right? Finally you're in here. I could talk to you about it. There's a Barbie movie.
What?
Yes. There's a Barbie movie with 3 competing scripts or something. And I just want your opinion on it because, you know, we all know.
I'm a Barbie girl.
Why?
I mean, I don't know if you're going to like that. I mean, they may go with something weird here or something. Like Barbie meets aliens or something. I don't know. So, listen, Ken could be a girl or something. I don't know, like, what they're going to do in this reboot.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it may not be. You know how, like, Andrew Garfield wanted Mary Jane to be Michael B. Jordan as a dude and Spider-Man to be gay? I don't know what they're going to do with Barbie. I'm a little scared. But why am I scared? I'm not even going to go see Barbie. What the hell do I care? What do I care? That's the one movie I wouldn't go see. You know? So what do I care?
I'm not going to see it, so I ain't wasting my time with that.
Right. See, but if it was a good gem of the holograms, Danette would. If it was good.
Yeah, if there was an actually good one, yeah.
Yeah, Danette would see that. But I guess you and her agree with that, because that's just ridiculous.
Josie and the Pussycats. Come on, let's bring back another Josie.
Josie and the Pussycats they brought back already. Did you like that? Nah.
It's alright.
Nah, right? I didn't think so. I used to watch it all the time. Stuff back in the day was so cool, man. Dick Dastardly and Muttley and There's a gorilla for sale, McGilla, gorilla. I mean, there's so many cool things back in the day, man. Danger Mouse.
Yes.
Right? No. That's so cool. You know? Damn. Mighty Mouse. I used to love Mighty Mouse back in the day. Smurfs.
Dungeons and Dragons, that cartoon. Because like I said, I've been catching up on the old...
Pac-Man was my favorite thing, man. Loved that.
Thundar.
Oh, yes. Yes, that was freaking awesome. What was it? What was the creature's name?
Oh, I used to know. I can't think of what it is now.
Jesus, that was the coolest cartoon. Man.
Pirates of Dark Water.
There was, what else? Remember watching Cross Superstars?
Yes, Supercross. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the one which had the speed buggy takeoff.
Well, I liked it, Land of the Lost. Land of the Lost.
Yes.
And then there was the other one with the guy from Gilligan, right? Bob Denver, and they were going into space.
Far Out Space Nuts or something like that.
Yes. And then there was the one with Sigmund the Sea Monster, H&R Puff and stuff, and the bees. I actually have it, believe it or not. I bought that. The bees were singing like they were a rock group or something. That's weird. I don't know. The flute, all that stuff, yeah. So, cool stuff back in the day. What else was cool?
Banana Splits.
Yeah, didn't they have... Wait a minute now. Didn't Arthur Fonzarelli travel like a TARDIS? He had like a TARDIS. Like Happy Days had a TARDIS.
Yeah. Because what was odd is they also did, I think it was in the late 80s, early 90s, they had a live action and a Saturday morning version of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Right. Well, that was totally a parody of Doctor Who, totally.
Yeah.
Where it was smaller on the inside because that was whatever, but like and that's where Moffat got the whole time travel theory with his stuff, crossing over, leaving notes to yourself and stuff like that. No, but Fonz, I remember. Happy Days, they had a TARDIS traveling around or something like it, spaceship traveling through time. It was a cross between that and Cross Superstars and a whole bunch of things. There's an alien lady, right? And he's like, hey. And it's like,
Yep.
So, we had some cool stuff.
Spartacus, I think it was called Spartacus and the Sun Beneath the Sea. I remember seeing something like that. That was more of a Nickelodeon show.
Right. We had
that was initially Spanish.
There was, what was that? Kid Video was one.
Yeah, that was Kid
cool.
Video.
There was Shirt Tales. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that one.
Shirt Tales. God, what else did they have? Trying to think now. Gummy Bears was my favorite.
Yeah, I love that one.
Magic and mystery, you're a part of their history, along with the secret of gummy berry juice. The legend is growing. Yeah, Turtles I loved.
Oh,
I could sing that whole thing. What else did we have? We had Power Rangers. I know Power Rangers, a lot of stuff they had too, but
we had the original Shazam and Isis.
I kind of like. Okay.
And
if people
Isis appeared on the live-action version of Spider-Man, the '70s thing.
Some people, if they watch the videos closely of all these 3,600 videos, they got some of Matrixlord's secret history in there. Sort of like when the Doctor says something about something's going to happen 10 episodes from now, and I kind of like said. So when I was very young, my first couple of jobs. I had to dress up like a Power Ranger and Barney. I think I said this to Danette, but they used to pull my tail. I used to be pissed off. They used to kick me. The kids beat me up. And I'm like, Morphin time! And I'm like, like doing the karate crap. I was actually very thin. Very thin. I had abs. It was crazy. If you see my Disney pictures, I'm trying to pull the sword from the stone. That's it. Now, didn't have a date. didn't have a girlfriend because I wore my stupid friggin' Marvel fanny pack with my X-Men shirt and my Marvel hat on. So I'm wondering, why can't I get a date? Well, that's probably... see, this is a different day and age now. Now women loves that geek stuff, whatever. Back in the day, people used to be like, oh, what are you, whatever. Meanwhile, I'm on the beach. I'm seeing pictures, and I'm like, wow, that was me. Abs, everything. I'm like, super thin. I'm like, man, what the hell? But then I see my Marvel fanny pack hanging on the when I'm on the beach, and I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? What's the matter with me? I used to go. They had me on Raw, Monday Night Raw. That I gotta get the footage from my friend again. That I'm in the front row. I was in the front row a lot for the camera style. I'm like this. When Adam Bomb came, I'm like, I had my glasses on. My glasses were like, back then the style, it was like big glasses.
Oh, yes.
And I had my, I think I had a Spider-Man shirt on, or an X-Men shirt on, Marvel hat on, Marvel fanny pack. Got my tickets in my fanny pack. It's like, what kind of style is this? And I got my glasses on, and I'm like, Adam Bomb. And they got me like saying that, like he just debuted. And I'm saying to myself, who's like Adam Bomb? And they got me on camera saying that. And it was hysterical. And I used to go to Monday Night Raw all the time. Like when it was in the Manhattan Center, I went to see George Carlin in the Beacon Theater. I went to see WrestleMania 10. My friends went to more, mind you, but went to Kiss concert, Psycho Circus, all cool stuff. I spent tons of money going to all these different things back in the day. Had so much fun. Yeah, it was crazy. And conventions. Back in the day, I was taking all my money, I was dumping it on cases of figures, and you think back now, like, oh my, what was I thinking? It's like I was trying to explain to Daniel, well, I'll get him in here actually, because he thinks he loves Deep Space Nine, and I'm like, so did I, but I like Next Generation more. But I bought cases of Deep Space Nine figures, cases of that stuff. So I mean, that's not, you can't say I don't like it, if I'm going to spend like hundreds of dollars on a case.
One of my first, I still remember one of my first conventions I went to. It was like '88, because I was staying with Dad at the time. It was over in Chicago. It was in Chicago, and Dad was just he couldn't find the car and all this because he parked one of these. But anyway, Louise Jameson and Elizabeth Sladen were supposed to show up.
Leela and
and there was once again there was some there was conflict of schedule, so they weren't able to show up and all that. And that's where I got this one Doctor Who pen. Which
I got this oversized Benjamin Sisko figure. The thing was like $150. This thing.
Wow.
$150 for this friggin' thing. And I bought Sisko. I think it was. What was it? Sisko? Was it Picard? So I actually spent $150 each. Like it was nothing, because back then, it's like I made more money back then than I do now. I don't know. No, I just wait. Oh my God! I paid for my whole trip. Listen. When I was young, I worked for my money, and I saved, and I went to Florida for 3 friggin' weeks. With my friends. I mean, it was like very responsible. I paid for my stuff too. But I worked overtime all the time so I could have money to go places. And that's, hopefully this generation does the same. Like, you work for it. If you want stuff, you'll work for it. You'll work for it.
Yeah, 'cause I find myself accidentally going overtime half the time too, even though they're frowned upon it.
Like, nothing is free. You got to work for it. Like, when I wanted to do the books, I worked my butt off to get money for those books. I built up a whole thing, and I did it. Anything that I wanted, I worked for it hard. Okay? Just getting those 2 PlayStation 4s in 6 months, that's not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But, I work hard. I work hard so they can have what they want too. So, in life, hopefully this generation, they could just work for it, man. If you really want something, you'll get it if you work hard enough for it. you know. But I worry about this next generation because, like, in this day and age, you can't say anything without offending anybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's so, like, ridiculous. Like, anything.
On the shoulder and they cry rape, and it's like, come on, dude.
Like, I'll give you an example. Like, we have, like, in the city, on 5th Avenue, they have the bus stop, right? Where they film Ghostbusters with the Lions, it's the New York Library, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the line, they have the sign that says this is the bus, and then the line goes this way, right? But there's all these different bus stops, so you don't know what people for what line. So I'm like, I don't want anybody to think I don't cut the line. So I'm like, are you on this line? Like, just be nice. And then nasty to you, like, what the, you're like, whatever. I'm like, I just want to know so I can go to the back of the line. Like, that's it. Like, I don't mean to offend you. I just want to, you know, people just like nasty. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah, it was nasty to me, but when I went and got the Kohl's card, I didn't realize there was a line at first. Cause
right.
I grabbed and I actually got I pretty much inadvertently in the front line. I accidentally cut it, and he says, "Oh no, the line starts down there." So okay, sorry, and I went around the corner.
Right.
Hey, you never know.
And it's like I go to get I go to get a ticket right now. I just want to buy my ticket for the bus and go to work. Don't let me sit on line for like, you know, people just don't know where they're going. If you don't know where they're going, don't go on a line. And they hold up the line, and I try to be nice, and people just get offended at any little. It could be the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to work and like I'm so happy-go-lucky. I'm like, good morning, and people would get mad. Like, who are you? Why are you wishing me good morning? I'm like, oh, like what the hell, man? Like we gotta be nasty to each other as human beings. I mean, I would like if somebody said good morning to me. And if I say good morning to somebody, they should say it back. I mean, when you don't, you're like a real douche. Like, when you know, even if you don't care if you don't know the person tonight, you know the person or not. It's like, used to be common courtesy back in the day in like 70s, 80s. You say hi to somebody, they say, how you doing? Whatever. Don't be snotty.
Because that's what I do at you know where, because that's one of the things we got to do. And I'll still never forget, there's just one thing I'll never forget. Is there's this little old lady, I guess she was buying one of our luggage things. And I asked her if she was finding everything on, and says, "Do you work here?" I says, "Yes." She goes, "I don't see a name tag." I said, "Well, I lost it while dealing with another customer." But I think you're lying. I don't think you really work here. And she goes on her way. I'm thinking, what the hell was this all about? And it's true. I mean, a lot of times we get these people that look at us like, are you security? Are you... And a buddy of mine who works there, he was literally behind the counter helping another customer. And a woman comes up to him and says, "Do you work here?" He turns around and goes, "No." And the customer in front of him just started cracking up. And
That's nuts, man. I don't miss retail for anything.
That's why
Me either.
That's why I enjoy receiving so much.
I do not.
Much.
God,
I only have to be with them for maybe like five or so minutes, and then that's it.
Let me tell you something. If I ever could make a movie about it, I would make a movie about when I worked in the toy stores. Okay, we used to get the starting lineup figures in the morning. The collectors would be waiting outside the gate, and then you had to lift it up. I mean, these people became athletes. Okay, because as the gate was coming up, they were able to like almost like they're sliding into base, right? They were like running, trying to get underneath the gate without breaking their neck, leap into the aisle, get the Yankee figures, whatever. People would just fight. They forget. I mean, I seen an Elmo get torn in half. I mean, people just vicious, man, vicious, and it was the most craziest things. Black Friday.
Oh.
On a toy store. Even when I was in Caldor and Toys R Us and KB Toys, and my God, it's just unbelievable stories that you would have. You know, that you can't even make this stuff up. It was crazy stuff.
I wish I could. I wish I had a camera connected to me with all the years I've worked with.
I worked for your company too.
Yeah.
And I worked. I mean, I was all over the place, man. So.
We had this one woman. I know I've probably mentioned this before. We had this one woman. Her name was Anna Greth. I call her an Amazonian woman. She stood about like 6 foot something, and she sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger whenever she got over the intercom. Custom assistance to electronics now. Customer assistance. Yeah, I was like, man, what is
Arnold? Electronics. We got the TVI here. You know, it's like, but I worked my way up from stock boy in different jobs to the list. Retail thing I had was district manager, and that was it. And then I went right into the medical field. Because
people don't understand why I don't want to become manager. It's like, at least
you become manager, you're expendable.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over.
I had a buddy who started back with me, who became receiving lead. Then he went to on the floor around the lawn and garden area. Then he went to electronics. And finally, when he became M2, I said, John, I knew you well, because it didn't.
Yeah. Listen, it's a different ballgame when you're a management. On a win, they can let you go if they just whatever. It doesn't even matter if you put in the hours, it stores up, whatever. You get somebody with an ego, it's over. So I don't miss that at all. I busted my butt and got me nowhere. Literally.
I have now lasted longer than every single manager and district manager at Sears.
And at just about every place that I worked at, wound up going out of business at some point in time either. Now, the only place that I didn't go out of business is the one you're working at now that I used to work for that company, and their parent company there that I work for both, which I wasn't allowed to. And I'm like, who says? Like, who says? I worked at one at overnight, and the other one was no. They didn't want me to do that. So, crazy stuff, retail. You have any retail stories, Sally?
Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Oh, no.
Please tell us.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Most of the time, it's just people one guy, where I was at, we had a fitting room that we would stand there, we'd answer the phone, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, this guy comes walking by. He turns around, he looks at me. He says, I think he asked me how far along I was. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I knew what he was hinting at, but I'm like, oh my gosh.
What?
He's trying to say that I look like I was pregnant.
You son of a...
Oh! That's just
like, oh no,
you beat the living like Graham. Son of a...
Yeah.
Wow. They never found that customer.
This is the everything show. So
they never found that customer. The customer's buried in reshop, probably.
Oh, then we had this lady one time. We'd all cringe when she'd come in because she treated us like crap, yell at us like we're not,
right.
Cuss us out and everything else because we weren't doing our job when we were.
Man, don't miss those days. I don't miss getting up, doing a truck. We used to do a DC or a Newburgh for like Calder trucks early in the morning. We used to
unload. Ours come from Dallas.
Okay, we used to unload the truck, pack it out, put it back, store it in the stock room, do freaking signage, do cleanup, and then go to lunch.
Signing. Only thing we have to worry about is taking care of the truck.
We used to do a truck. We used to do a truck 10 o'clock at night. Take break when the truck was done, or 12. Then it was a half-hour break. Packed out. We got another lunch break at 2, but I think it was like 2 to. I think it was a. I'm trying to remember. We would get one at 2. We would get one at 4, but I think it was 15 minutes. And then at 6 o'clock.
And a half hour.
Right, and then at 6 o'clock one, we were supposed to be gone 6 o'clock, but We had 7 or 8. And God forbid they had visits in the
Ours
morning.
come at 7 o'clock, or supposed to come at 7 o'clock, and so often we'll get these things like, oh, it's going to be late, and it's like, oh, thank you, because when you get there, you're ready to do the truck. You're just, I mean, you're like, yeah.
What really sucks is when if you would check into the truck and they were mislabeled, the boxes. Like if it's supposed to be boxes of electronics and it says Barbie on it. So
we had, come to find out, we had something like that about a few years ago, but we get these damn pool tables, and I guess the legs are supposed to be sold separately. We didn't know this. And, oh, God, that was a pain to try to deal with. And
well, it sucked. We had to get the power jack. Did you ever get the power jack and go into the truck and try to pull the...
That's what we had to do today.
But they tried to pull out chemicals. And
no, never had to.
We had new people that just didn't understand. 18, you know, these kids.
Yeah.
18, 20, whatever. They think, oh, man, I'm buff, baby. And they go in there with the pallet jack. They would pump it up. Then they would say, all right, I'm going to go fast. Didn't realize that when they're on an angle where you're coming down like whatever, that the thing weighs tons, okay? It's going faster than like a car, okay? And then the guy's like, ah! The guy leaps. And like the whole thing just Clorox everywhere. It's like, are you for real? They get fired. It's like stupid. You know, it's like common sense, man. You shouldn't even
our store was built in the 70s, so it's not set up for a lot of the trucks. So
right.
Half the time you do have to go fast to go down on the ramps. But
after a while you have the skill to basically judge in your brain how fast, and then where's that little bump, and you get to be a science where you know how to do it. But if you have somebody for the first time getting that power jack in there, they have no clue, and then they don't know they have to turn it to make it like a brake, right? You know, to lock the wheels.
Yeah.
Then we had the one that was super expensive, the mechanical pallet jack.
Ours died. I mean, ours. That's what we started with here, was the electronic pallet jack. It got to the standpoint to where it wouldn't even hold a charge.
Because we had the thing where we had to take the pallet, we had to put them in the air to the different levels, you know, to store the stuff, because you know, you had to make sure that you had enough room in your stock room for the next truck the next night, regardless. I mean, even if you couldn't pack everything out, you got to make sure that that stock room is, you know, and you got to have to be able to walk away and fire department. And this is the Everything Show. We're talking about retail stuff. It's probably boring stuff for some people, but
we're giving you a heads up. So if you ever decide to join us, just know.
Go to school, go to college, so you can become a doctor or something or whatever, so you don't have to go to retail, because many years of retail, your back goes out, your neck goes out, your leg goes out, you get to a certain age, everything hurts, and you're like, why? Because you carried the bike on your shoulder, you carried the pool table on your back, you freaking climbed up a ladder with bikes and stuff. It's
my left hand, I got pictures on my Facebook about it. About a few years ago, me and another guy, we were pulling this pool table off the truck. It shifted just right where my hand got caught between it and the rail of the.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, the little gap. My hand swelled up something fierce. It really did. And the little electrician, the little X-ray tech. I mean, her face was so close to the screen. I'm surprised it didn't merge. Didn't melt.
Wow.
She didn't find any broken bones anywhere in this hand. And that's just the way I am. It's just, so far in the 48 years I've been on this world, I've never broken a bone.
All right, well, don't jinx it now.
I'll say it now. I'll even say it. I think the closest I've come to a bone has been my wrist.
Wow.
I was working for Monterey House, the very first job, taking plates from the one area down to the kitchen area. Hit a spot on the floor, which is natural. I'm looking around. Okay, where am I cut? expecting some little scrape. Here's this 2-inch bleeding wound. It's like, oh, I'm cut. Didn't even feel it.
Wow.
And the doctor said one direction one way or other would no longer be able to do this.
Oh my God.
This.
Wow.
Wow.
So he says, try to do that exactly the same way again. It's just that, and I'm just glad I grew up during the time I did, because even as a kid, good Lord, Mom kept joking about how she had to carry insurance papers in her purse because every time I turned around, who was getting hurt?
I tell you, were you good with the price gun too?
Pretty good, yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, that's what I had to do with the Harris Teeter sometimes.
We used to race to see who could price out the most, like fit in a certain amount of time. I was so good at opening up boxes, cutting up the cardboard, like fast, like stocking the shelves. I used to love redoing the peg section, striping the figures down, redoing the whole figure wall, and I would put it in themes, I set up the whole 8-foot section of Spider-Man and Godzilla and a whole bunch of, it was so cool.
Playing with the toys. And
no, I product knowledge, merchandiser, and all that stuff. I did it all. Pretty cool. Cool times.
That's why, because I know when I was working for Harris Teeter in the deli, they wanted me and another guy. I think there was like a third person. We weren't afraid to, or intimidated by the intercom, so we'd get on and do. I still remember one Super Bowl. I go, "Welcome to Harris Teeter on the Super Bowl Sunday, Sunday, Sunday." And
Yeah.
They
used to have the head store manager of the place that I worked at, and I worked so hard, and I was always like wanting to be like, I want people to notice how hard I worked and say, "Oh, great job," and he was always nasty to me and treated me like crap. So I was like, okay, so I practiced his voice.
Oh shit!
Where he pissed me off so bad, and I just got it where they could not tell the difference. And I'm like, dial 204, and I'd be talking to like the managers. Why did you come over? And I'd be like, and they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, and I would have them go all different things. And when he came in, and they were doing different things, he flipped out. But I told him the right things to do. I didn't tell him to do the wrong things, things that were better.
Yeah.
For the department. Then they went with it, but he was just so infuriated with me. Like he grabbed me up and was like, "Yo, don't talk like that." And I'm like, "Okay." But I was a kid, I was like. Yeah. I was a kid. In my mind, I was a kid, but like I was a good worker, so they like just all right, we'll let it go, but don't do that. And I'm like, okay, it's like, so yeah, it was hysterical. So
God, good times.
I know, good times, but no, it's just oh God. I would never go back to that. There was good times, but money wasn't worth it, and not the pain you would have now.
Yeah.
With your body, and for those of you who know, it's not like the doctor where you can regenerate.
No.
Okay.
Your
body doesn't regenerate like that. So, not saying I'm washed up, but you gotta know that. If you're using certain parts of your body a lot in your 20s, you may not be able to use it as good in your 40s if you don't take care of yourself properly. Yeah. You got to carry things a certain way,
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when you don't, you're screwed later on.
Toolboxes. But luckily I figured out I learned a great way of how to get washers and dryers on top of shelving units without killing myself.
Let me tell you something. I think I was 19. What was I, 19 or 20? When I worked for this big, big company, and I was such a nut where I was like, I want to have the record. Like there was somebody in the store that had the record for overtime, like the most hours put in a week, right? It was 110 hours in a week.
Wow.
So, of course, idiot here beats it. 112 and a half hours. Okay? And because of my stupidity, first of all, it's like training for a marathon. If you're going to do a marathon without being trained, you're going to be like dead or it's very sick. So I thought I was going to die. I've never felt like that. On hour 112 and a half, the final day, I thought I was going to die. So guess where it got me? I was out for 2 weeks. 2 weeks out of commission. Boats wouldn't work. My legs wouldn't work. Nothing worked. I was like an old man at like age 20. And I never, I mean, I did overtime. I would do 80 hours, 85, but never went for any records after that. That's stupid, you know. But I needed to do it because at the time, my brakes went in my car. It was like $450 for the brakes. It was this, it was that. So it was a nice couple of checks. But of course, because we did that, the company got in trouble. The store got in trouble. Like big time trouble. Like big time trouble. And that was never allowed again. The overtime was never really overtime after that for a while. But it's like, oh, yeah.
That's what happened this I think past week. There was a guy that was supposed to be who was supposed to close on Sunday, and I could hear one of the managers calling over the intercom, but I couldn't tell what he was saying. Well, come to find out, the kid was calling in saying that he had extra homework he had to do and he wasn't going to be able to come in. Well, Joseph kept asking like 3 or 4 times, "Is this a call-in? Are you calling in saying that you won't be able to come in?" He says, "No, I just got to chat with Scott." Well, come 7:30, 8 o'clock, I knew there was no way they're going to be able to get anybody in to close at 10. So they already said no overtime. Thinking, okay, here I am. Here I'm supposed to get off at such and such time, and here I am going X amount of hours. And so okay, and they thanked me for it and all that. But oh.
Now keep in mind when I did the 112, I was super thin. Super in shape. Again, and I'm not like professional. I like work out, but I was like so thin, and I had abs, and I was like physically active, you know, unloading and stuff. So I was in shape. Like I would never be able to do it like I am now, but I'm different now. But I was like, you know, young, and you heal like Wolverine. Not as like Wolverine, but you heal fast, you know. So, different times, you know. But at that age, I'm like, oh, I could take on the world, and I want to challenge myself beyond, and of course, my own stupidity, you know.
In there, done that.
You know. But I always tried to challenge myself all the time.
That's the way it was with me when we used to go bowling. But my buddies would go, you know, if you get this many, because my bowling skills are like.
Oh, I'm the king of the gutter bowl, man. Nobody can gutter bowl like I can. I'm the best.
But he says, okay, if you can reach this amount, you buy the beer, and if you don't, blah blah blah. Says, but I would say no if I reach this amount, because I was the one who always personally upped the amount. But I'd go good for a while, and then for whatever reason, my arm would want to bend, and I'm the king of the gutter balls.
I was terrible at bowling. Never. I like basketball, volleyball, you know, baseball. I wasn't really. Well, I got hurt playing baseball with my finger or whatever, and after that, I really didn't, you know. But when I was in school, football, I didn't like getting tackled.
I can honestly say we were doing flag football one year, and how I managed to. I wasn't able to grab the guy's flag, but I was able to at least keep up with him.
I really didn't like it because I was scrawny and thin, and I got crushed. You know, and I was like, I don't want this. I'm getting beat up. Whatever. I'm not doing this. Yeah. So.
Yeah, me and sports is like me and bowling. They don't mix.
Yeah.
I know a handful of stuff, but that's all.
But I always, since elementary school, I always wanted to do a book. And I always said I was going to do a book.
Oh, I was good in school.
I said, I don't care. I was a kid. I was a baby. Like, really, literally. And I said I wanted to always, for some reason, I just wanted to do a book. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be an author. I mean, I wanted that. You know? Yeah, I would go to the library and I'm like, one of these days, I'm going to do this. You know? But that's it. You could do anything you put your mind to as long as you work for it.
Yeah.
You got to bust your butt, man. And this stuff is not easy, okay?
No.
People make fun like, yeah, what is it to write a book? Okay, but no, it's not. Because let me tell you something. I send my stuff into my publisher. My publisher don't like it. Here's the money back. Okay, and there's been situations where I pick the title, they're like, oh, that's terrible, or whatever. Or, I mean, it's a pitch. You got to pitch to them what your thing is. It doesn't matter if it's self-publishing you're paying. They don't want their name associated with garbage. They'll say no. They don't just print anything. You know? So, I mean, you don't just, you know what I'm saying? They look at it. They review it.
I got this book called Writer's Market. It's from 90-something, 80 or 90-something. And I wrote this book out, and I sent it off to be published, and at least looked at, and they go, it's too short. Lengthened. Okay, this is great. So I got it all done up. Then I lost the envelope with the publishing company that I sent it off to. And since I had all these spots marked in this Writer's Market book, I could not remember which one I sent it to. So it's still sitting over here with a little bit lengthened stuff. And I thought, man, if I could have only didn't lose that damn.
Right. Back then we didn't have the Google back then to look for that stuff. We didn't have any of that stuff. So, yeah, man.
But oh yeah, I still remember in school, everybody else would do like maybe a 1 or 2 page front and back. I'd be writing, and the next thing I know, I'm on page 10. I'm on page 12.
I've loved writing, man. I mean, I've been, like I said, my sci-fi novel, I've done ever since I was a kid. I have notebooks of it. And that should have been my first book, but it wasn't. But that's got to come out still, too. I mean, that's going to be...
In one of my classes...
One of these days, it will happen. I mean, I keep saying about it, but just like when I was a kid saying I'm going to do a book, that sci-fi novel will be out one day. You know, it's just a matter of... There's a lot of things, distractions, and full-time job, and, you know... I love doing everything. I'm happy with my life, with my YouTube, my doing my book at my pace, my job, this job, whatever. So, got the perfect girl. Sharon's the best. You know, 2 beautiful kids, wonderful kids, smart kids. Can't ask for anything more. You know, would like to have more money and like a car. Would nice. Instead of traveling in all the time, but eventually that will come too. But I did have a lot of nice trips in the limo. I mean, the kids we were in the limo so many times that the kids are like, "No, we don't want to go in the limo no more." It's like, you know, it was like, what kid gets to say that they've been in the limo for like 35 times? You know, like the whole year. You know, that's like, but it was actually cheaper than getting car service to go to another state. So. But it was nice, and a nice thing with the... I mean, I made some videos today. It was pretty cool. I missed that. I wanted to do that recently, but, you know, Sharon's like, no, we're not doing all the limo. We're not doing that. You know? Like, what? We'll go to a play. We'll go whatever. Like, no.
I've lost count. A few years ago, I've lost count how many times I see people drive up in the limo here at the mall. One of the times was in one of those Hummer-style limos.
Right. I've never been in any of those, but...
Me neither, but... I lost count, but I don't see it anymore.
You know what it was? It was a nice point in my life where I didn't really have that much money, but I didn't have to get, you know, it was just relaxing.
It was a treat. It was like one of these little personal treats to yourself, in a way.
I mean, you have little chips, you have soda, whatever, and kids have soda, and it was nice, you know. Went to the graduation with that. I mean, it was nice to have that. Now that part is over. That chapter is closed. Now there's another chapter, you know. So we'll see what the future has in store. We got a lot of good things happening with the. Right now, I'm very happy. I'm really excited about all these people picking up my book, Promised Dream. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I saw it in that one store, and then I got word that this whole bunch of stores are going to have it before Christmas, and I'm thank you for the bottom of my heart. All these wonderful bookstores that do the Barnes & Noble and stuff. I mean, I'm touched. I don't know what's happening, but I'll figure it out. Like, because you know what it is? It's like you have 11 books, and it's like, okay, they like Promised Dream. I'm thinking what it is because my book series, the Sorrow Separation series, mind you, of course you hear the title and you're like, oh, it's sad, you know? And you got the dreary covers, and it's like, okay. I mean, but when I decided, I had this brainstorm to spin off my second book, Tomorrow's Song, because it was positive, but only have bright colors, bright thing, exciting, and romance, and time travel, and all this stuff, and it's like the other ones, I mean, believe it or not, there's time travel in the books, which it's not just poetry. Okay? I try to emphasize it's poetry, but with a twist. There's villains, there's faith. The sci-fi novel characters leaked into the book, so they will be in the forefront in my sci-fi book. But you know, it's like the Avengers appearing in Spider-Man. You know, I mean, that's my characters from the sci-fi leaked into the books, so it's exciting. I mean, you get a perspective of emotion and poetry and feelings, and you got the romance with the guy that loses everything, and now from his life being crap, he's got this exciting love in Brooklyn, and you know, it's like crazy. Wasn't expecting it, but then you got this time traveler. Like, who the hell is that? What the hell is he doing? What the hell is this? Going after this guy and like keeps traveling through time doing things. You got this other assassin. The hell do they want to kill this guy for? It's like, and then you got an angel trying to protect the guy because it's unnatural at the time. So it's like I'm loving doing the Tomorrow's Song series. I'm loving it, and I just wish I can get more out, like faster, like I used to. But you know, things happen.
You gotta laugh.
But I'm busy. I got a life. Yeah. Yeah. Some people says I don't have a life. I think I have like 5. But Perfect Wish is going to be. I mean, if you watch some of the videos when the cover comes out, it's going to be amazing. But my favorite cover is Promised Dream, and I think that's the overall consensus of everybody that they like Promised Dream. Very bright color. Cover, and I think I'll show it. I don't really talk about the books that much.
When you used to, this is what I've noticed when I'd write. I'd go back and I'd read stuff that I wrote while I was in school, and I'm going, what the hell did I say here? You find out that you've doubled up on certain words,
that happens sometimes.
Left certain words out,
right?
And then you come up with this great phrase, which sounds perfectly good. Then you try to read it now and go, what the hell did I say?
That you know what, that happens to me. That's why when something comes in my mind, I have to immediately write it down, because if I don't, I'll lose it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. Let me just get this cover. Where is this cover? Let me just look it up. Hold on a second. Not prepared.
It was. It's like I go back and look at some of the stuff I read today and go, what the fuck did I say?
Right.
I left one of my teachers. It was senior year. I left my senior year teacher, one of my senior year's teacher, with the perfect cliffhanger to one of my journals, and it's like she's joking like, I'm gonna hold you back so you don't have to finish it.
Now, this is okay. Again, when I decided to do the Tomorrow's Song series, this was the first I mean, Tomorrow's Song, of course, is the first book, but this is technically, in a way, the first book because it's like the positive thing, and this is what I came up with, and this is everybody loves this book.
Ooh, nice.
So, I mean, I think it's
very nice.
That's the best cover I have. I think it's amazing.
That is awesome.
And I guess, and look, my whole thing when I was doing the books is I wanted them to judge the book by its cover. So all my covers are different. I mean, Tomorrow's Song and Sorrow Separation are reversed, but it has to be that way, But this was the new series. This was the positive. You could tell from the other books to this book. This is bright. This is exciting. It's romance. And then and the back of the book is also a cover that you got like the haters in the background. So everybody, I'm very grateful that Promise Dream just had a birthday recently. I'm very grateful that this is really the 10th really took off, and right now a lot of places are carrying them. They're starting to carry them. I think about the last I checked, I think it's going to be about 10 stores, but in the city that's really good. In Jersey too. So, and it's growing. It's like word of mouth. So, I do hope that you guys, whoever's out there, pick up the book. As long as you don't burn the book, because I don't want anybody burning the book. That's not cool. But
like literally, right?
But then again, if you buy it and you burn it, I still make money from it anyway. But yeah, don't burn the book. But anyway, I'm very grateful to everybody carrying the book and my wonderful publisher, Xebra. So there's gonna be many more as long as I can get it out. So pick up Promise Dream, and then pick up Paradise's Life, and that's that. You like the cover?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
nice.
Cover's awesome.
Yeah. And this was reviewed by the Christian Post.
Little bike.
Well, this was reviewed by the Christian Post also. And they liked it. They did a story on it. So, and I was
that is a horse, okay.
Yeah. So, and then I'll show you. I don't know. Somebody saw it on. I'll show you what the follow-up looks like. And again, I'm very. I don't have an ego. I'm happy. So when I'm like, you hear me excited talking about my books to these people, don't take it like, oh, what a jerk he is. No. I love like these books. These are like, I show it.
Right, what you know and what you love.
Right.
I had one teacher even said in school is when you're writing, if it sounds boring to you, then it's probably going to sound boring to the person who's reading it as well. So that's one. Those words always stuck in my head.
Right. So let me try to screen share this. I don't know why it came up half the picture, but okay. So this is a follow-up to it.
Oh, neat.
And of course, there is the whole story behind this is it doesn't matter if the weather's crappy or whatever. When you're happy, paradise is life. That's the whole concept. There's haters right next to you. You don't even see them, and it could be storming and you're in love and stuff like that. And that's the way you only see your happiness. You don't see the world around you being all crappy and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So. That's the whole point.
And there's the umbrella again, which you had.
That's her trademark. That's the Tomorrow Girl, And there's the time traveler, which, we call him the Shadow, but that's not his real name, and you find out when you read about it. And that's his. This is the best friend there. So she doesn't like that. She's starting to see now that her best friend is not spending time with her, and she's realizing we shouldn't even be best friends. We should be boyfriend and girlfriend. So it's kind of like a thing now that there's trouble in the background, So pretty cool stuff. And the next cover is going to be, next part of the chapter is going to be amazing. So I did expand the series. It's going to be a 10-book series. We're up to this would be the, let's see, Promise Dream, 2, 3. This would be the 4th in the series. Perfect Wish will be the 4th. And there's going to be 10 books. So that's that.
Very
You like that
nice.
cover?
Very nice.
I will show you one more thing too, which not a lot of people know this either, but I have my own website. I don't know if you guys know. Have you guys ever seen the website or not?
Sure, show us the website.
Oh, did you ever see it before though?
Oh, no.
Sally, did you ever see it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. So, can you guys see that?
Oh, cool.
Right? This is the website, yeah. Really nice, right?
Nice.
Yeah. And then the back, of course, the back of the cover, we have the angel trying to, the guy doesn't know that this lady's trying to kill him, so that's in the background, like she's trying to protect him. Meanwhile, you got the time traveler up there, you know, supposed to signify that they're could attack at any moment type of thing, you know. So, nice, right? Now, at one point in time, I had 11 websites. 11. I had a website for every single book, okay? And it got to be beyond expensive. And I got my websites back, but I don't have it active. That's the only website I have right now that's active. But Promise Dream, I'm going to try to get active very soon. Back up to snuff, you know, and then we'll see. Maybe I won't have a website for everything, but I think Promise Dream, I'll get it back, you know, and get that going. And I did take down all my pages temporarily on Facebook, but I will be putting them. I will be putting some back. So that's that. Alrighty. Wow, we really got long with this. Everything. We went everywhere with this one. So, thank you, Sally. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
And there will be more stuff tomorrow, guys. I'm going to have some nice Christmas stuff coming up when I go to bed, but I'm going to have it up before I go to bed. I went around Bryant Park and different things. You know, I'm going to show some Christmassy stuff, and then I'm going to have some videos tomorrow. So, take care. Bye for now.
Ciao.